Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Gorale. I am just going for a bit of a walk at the moment, and it's a beautiful place over here. We are over at this point on the map down here. I came down to the train station, and I've gone for a little walk, a little stroll up the track up here. There is actually a specific purpose to my travels. I have something in mind, something that I am planning to do. Now, this is field 85, I think. No, 84 right here. Yes, that's field 84. I don't want to buy field 84. I want to continue on my travels. I want to go over around here. Whilst I'm walking, I'm just going to slow down a little bit. Whilst I'm walking, my question for this week. We are moving to South America very, very soon, in just a couple of weeks. Less than that even. It's on the 14th of November, and today is the 1st of November. So we do not have very long to go. And one thing that I would like to do is, well, before I go, is I'd like to just buy this field here a minute. And 434,000 euros. Cheap at half the price. Right. Yes, so we're moving to South America in a couple of weeks. I want to know what you'd like me to do when I first get there. Now, I suspect that most of you would like me to do sugarcane, and that's fair enough. But I thought I would give you the option, just in case some of you thought that perhaps it would be better if I left the sugarcane for a bit, because everybody else is going to be doing sugarcane, and I went and sort of looked at the new cows, because obviously we got these Brahman cows, which are a bit different to our standard cows that we're used to. So that might be a bit different. Or we could just try doing a bit of arable stuff on the new map, so we can sort of do familiar tasks in a different location. I'm not quite sure what you want. So do you want me to do arable, do you want me to do cows, or do you want me to do sugarcane as the first thing I do when I get to South America? Is your vote, is your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now, I wasn't actually aware that you could climb all the way up here, and this is absolutely awesome. Look at the view. I mean, yeah, I don't really want to fall off down there, because that would be disastrous, but that is just fantastic. Look at the view. Now, I do actually have a purpose being over here and buying this field for just under €500,000. Oop, oop, I don't want to fall off. Yeah, there is method to my madness. Now, we're not actually going to be doing any cropping with that one, and well, anything like that. We're going to be doing something different. Now, I was wondering what to do today. You'll see that it is now day 5, late summer. Okay, we are going to jump. You know that we're going to jump, so you may as well just accept the fact. Now, if you want realism, please look away now. Yeah, and perfectly fine, because this is absolutely realistic, and you can jump off a how big is that? That's like 30, 40 feet up there. A long way up. Yes, so I have gone forward in time a bit, and I have been feeding cows. I've been doing various different tasks to keep everything running. Cleanliness is a bit low, water is a bit low, straw and food and everything, they're not too bad at the moment. So let me just start this one up and put a bit of food in here. I'm just going to slow time down a bit more, actually. I think 5 times would be okay for today. Let's tip that one out, because we're going to want this tractor in just a moment. I've got an idea for something that we could do. I figured that, you know, I've fast-forwarded time quite a bit, and the crops are nearly ready to combine, but they're not quite. We've actually got to wait until the first day of autumn to be able to harvest, and then it looks like it's scheduled to rain, so we may not be able to do very much on that first day of autumn. So, we're going to be doing something else, and so I was sort of racking my brains, well, what do I do? You know, yesterday I did the whole fast-forwarding time a bit and feeding the cows frantically and stuff like that, but I've done that a few times in the last couple of weeks, and I figured I don't want to do yet another episode doing exactly the same tasks, because quite frankly that is going to get dull. So I've bought that field down there, and oh, we do need to get this water out. This tractor is absolutely brilliant at the moment, because it needed maintenance back in the winter, and now it keeps stopping and it refuses to start. Let's just zoom in a little bit so we can hear it. It just keeps doing this. Eventually it will start, I hope. There we go. Finally fired up, and now we can get this one out. And that tanker does have a tendency to slide right down into wherever you're using it. This tractor does have a bit of grunt under the hood to be able to drag that out of there. I mean, that's 21 tons of water on board that tanker. So this tractor is doing pretty good for that, I think. And he stopped. This is what happens. It keeps stopping. It keeps going along. The engine cuts out. It's in desperate need of some maintenance, this one is. It's in desperate need of some maintenance. So we'll see if we can get this one over to the cows so that we can put this water in. Then we can head off to the... Again? This is so cool. I wish they would put this into the base game. There we go. And we can go a little bit further. Yeah. If they would put this bit into the base game, that would be so much better. But I don't mean like on a set time scale like Seasons is. It's either so many days or so many hours. I think it'd be better if it was just a set number of hours on the tractor and then it has to have maintenance. Or it keeps randomly stopping like this. Because this is just awesome. This is great fun. It's so got to be one of the base game options. Again! Eventually this thing's just not going to move. I just want to get it over to the cows. We just get this water there. It's a little bit further. Go on. Go on, you can do it, Doits. You can do it. I know you've got it in you. It'll probably do there and just keep running now for an hour without any problems at all. Right, let's just switch it off there. We'll start unloading the water. Okay, so that one's being dealt with. And we can now flick through the tractors a minute. And we want... which one do we want? Well, we want that one. If I leave that one right there, like that. Oh, detach PTO first. There we go. And then unhitch it like that. Move this one up over here. Now, I did say about the hitches on the tractors a couple days ago. And, you know, they're like the different ways that they're configured and that. And I sort of said that it seemed a bit unusual, like the way that they've got them on here. And somebody did say that a lot of tractors in the States are quite like this as well, although they tend to be lower down. And they are a different shape. They're not a hook like that. It's more a... Well, that is kind of the ones that was described, but it's down here rather than being up here. But again, they don't move very much. They don't sort of... You can't move them like with a 3-point linkage. So... maybe like the hitches that I'm used to in this country, sort of down here, but they sort of go with the 3-point linkage. They don't sort of work down there. It's really weird seeing this. Those kind. Oh, actually, we could go and take a look at that Ford. That Ford might have the hitch that I'm talking about. We'll do that in a second. Let me just unhitch this one here. There we go. And we'll spin round. And we'll just take a quick peek at the Ford up there and see if that one has got what I'm talking about. It'd be a lot easier rather than trying to describe something that just doesn't want to be described. I suspect it hasn't. Yes, it does. There, look. Right. That hitch underneath there, that is... Right, you can see where it's hitched on there. That's actually not something you would find in the UK. You wouldn't find that piece there because the hitches, you don't have hitches that go to the top. Above the PTO, or it's very unusual. It's not standard edition on tractors in the UK. You've got this one here, which is actually connected to the 3-point linkage. You lift the 3-point linkage right up into the air, and then inside the cab, let me just show you a minute, there is a lever, and it doesn't look... Have we got IC? Yes, we do. Right, there's a lever, that's the PTO lever, but that lever there might be the one. It's normally back here, it's normally behind the seat. There's a lever back there that's got a... It's literally a cable on it, it's not connected to anything else. And you lift the PTO right up as high as it will go. Not the PTO, you lift the 3-point linkage right up as high as it will go. And then you pull that lever. Can I get over that or not? Yes, there we go. Right. You pull that one right up as far as it will go. And there's a direct cable that comes down. And when you're pulling the lever, all it does is it undoes a couple of hooks here. It just pulls them out. And then you lower the hydraulic arms, and the hitch lowers down as well. That one will drop down. And then you can hook it onto the trailer, and then you lift the hydraulic arms back up, and it will lift the hitch. And you lift them right up as high as you go, and you will hear those pins click back into place. And then you lower it slightly so that the trailer hitch is not sat on the hydraulics. It's not the hydraulics holding it up in the air. It's sat on the 2 hooks that go underneath, and those are designed to hold the heavy weight. And that's how all of them are in the UK. And it's very, very... I've never seen one, okay? I've worked a lot on farms. I mean, not in the last few years, but I still have a lot to do with agriculture, and I live in a very... I live in a farming area. There's a lot of farms around me, and a lot of people are heavily involved in agriculture around where I live. So I'm sort of I'm still kind of involved with it. I still see a lot of it on a regular basis. So there's nothing unusual about seeing farms working or anything like that for me. It's a daily occurrence. Unable to locate a nearby trail. Can I maybe move a little bit closer and do it? There we go. And so I've never seen hitches like these on the back here that apparently are very common in Europe and also are common in the States. Never seen one. Never ever seen one in all my time working in agriculture on all the different vehicles I've driven. I have driven, I would say, hundreds of different tractors in different places. Not thousands, definitely not thousands, but I would say that I have gone into the hundreds, maybe even as many as 200 different tractors at one point or another I have driven, and so I've experienced all these different tractors, and I've never seen a hitch like that. They're all like the one I just looked at on the Ford. The only difference is some of the new ones, the hitch, after you've lowered it down, there is a second hydraulic on it that you can use, and it pushes the hitch out away from the tractor, which makes it a lot easier to see, because when you've got that hitch and it's kind of in under the tractor, when you're lowering down your drawbar, you can't see it very well when you're inside. When you're in here, you can't see that drawbar. You've got to open the back window and you've got to lean right the way back out over so that you can see it, because when it lowers down, let me just come down over here a minute. Yeah, when it lowers down, but it follows an arc, so it goes back in underneath the tractor. And unless your head is sort of stuck out here somewhere, you can't see it at all. So new tractors, what they've got is this hydraulic arm that basically just extend. Once you've lowered it down, you can extend it out and down onto the ground, and that's absolutely brilliant. It's really good. But what some people will do is they will then, while it's still extended out, they will lift it up in the air, and then they will pull it back in. That puts a lot of strain on that hitch, and hitches have broken because of people doing that, and you really shouldn't. You really shouldn't. You should, once you've hooked in, you should pull that hydraulic in whilst reversing the tractor up, so you're not putting strain on it, and the trailer is still down on the ground, or whatever it is that you're picking up. Once you've got the hydraulic all the way in, and it's just on the hitch and on the 3-point linkage, then you lift it up into the air. Anyway, that's all beside. I digress. Today we want to get a couple of cultivators. Now I'm not gonna go for stupid big like the. I would say that the Lemkin or the Cultivating is stupid big. Really know what I want here, to be honest. That's a 6-meter one there. Those are huge, and the Horsch here, that's a 10.2, and then that one's an 8.2. Actually, I really like the Vardestad. I like the colouring on the Vardestad, so we're going to get that one. I'm going to get 2 of those. There we go, and I'm going to get another one. There we go. Okay, and back out of there. Right, let me go and get that back tractor and switch that one off and follow me for just a moment. And we'll get both of these tractors hooked onto these cultivators so that we can head down to this field that we just bought. And then we can instigate the second part of my plan. Get that one up to there. There we go. That one's on. Move this one over here so that he's just out the way. And then we can run over to the second tractor and we can get this one hooked on as well. And we can get these over to that field. But before we go, there's one other thing that I want to get. And the reason I have selected that field for this particular job is that it's got corn growing in it. And the corn, I felt, was sort of fairly high contrast in comparison to the earth that will turn up after we start cultivating. So the last thing that we want to get is we want to go into here, we want to go into miscellaneous, and we want to go here, and we're going for the DJI Phantom 2. I've never used this one before, but I've had a couple of requests for people who think that I should try and use this one whilst I'm doing time-lapse filming, and I've never ever used it. I thought, well, why not just take an episode on here and we'll try and use it. We'll see what it's like. So I've got no idea what this thing is going to do and how it works. We start engine, and right, we've got activate cruise control, exit vehicle. I don't worry about the lower ones. At the moment, what's it doing? How do you move it up and... Oh, hang on. Oh, I see. Because of the screen, you can't see it very well, but there is actually some text there in the bottom right. So... move WS, turn AD, mouse button, oh, pitch. So you can lift it up like that. And then you bring the right mouse button. Is it going to hold? If I can make it just hold steady. I want to try and get it so it doesn't move at all. Well, it seems to be so it's not moving at all. I don't want it to like move up and down. I want to try and get it so that it stays in one place, which would be really cool. I see. So it turns all right. Now, what about going... Oh, brilliant! Aerial view. Oh, we do have that, unfortunately. So we've got the camera on this thing, which isn't great. I don't like that. But I can do an aerial view like this. Whoa, slow down, slow down. It does kind of do it realistically, I think. Whoa, whoa, stop, stop! I can't stop. I can't stop. I can't stop. How do I make it stop? No, no. It's turning, but it's still moving. Come back! No, don't fly off into the distance. Stop, please come back. How do I make you slow down? Please slow down. Please slow. Stop. No. This isn't what was supposed to happen. How do you make it turn round and go back the other way? Because I'm pressing forward like that, but it's still trying to move alongside the map. I want it to go that way. Can you go that way? Which way's forward? Let me put this one in here. And see, I would have said that way was forward, but I'm pushing that way. I'm going that way, and okay, this is all gone terribly wrong. Right, we're going to try and reset that one a moment and see if we can do this again. And does it? Oh, there we go. DJ Phantom reset. Yes, I do. Most definitely. Right. Back and oh. For a moment, I thought that I was hopelessly crashed. I'm falling, which is great and all. I don't want to fall. Let me just go into this tractor. So I'm safe over here. Let's try this again. This is actually a lot of fun. I'm quite enjoying this. It's a bit more of a challenge. And this one's now back at the yard, so we can turn that one off. Let's start it up. And then you press the mouse button to lift up into the air, and press the other mouse button to sort of stop lifting, and to drop back down if you want to. It's very sensitive. If it's on, current is on 0. Oh, I see. It's current increase. Right, let's try that. Now, I had it pushed forward, and I kept it pushed forward for quite a while. And then it started moving. So if I move that way, like that, does it then move that direction, or is it just going to keep going in the direction I've sent? No, it is moving that way. So you do have to kind of get the direction that it's moving in, and if you want to stop, you've got to turn round and go like that. So it'll slow down, and eventually then start moving the other way. That's what we want to do. We don't really want to... I can pull it backwards. Is it going to get killed by this one? No, it's not. Okay, so we are... Right, now I've kind of got the hang of this thing. Let me go in cab a minute. And I could sort of do that and get some aerial... I'll tell you what, you could get some good aerial shots with this thing. So let's move over here, and I'm going to try and get it towards that grass field over there, if I can. But I want it to slow down. It's going over this lake. I don't want it to go over the lake, so I need to go back this way. Problem is, I don't think it controls very well from inside. How many views has this thing got? Right, we are this way, so I want to turn it like that, and then try and push forward here. This ought to slow it down. I'm pushing now. I'm pushing as fast forward as I can, and this ought to slow it down in a minute, I hope. Please slow down. Stop moving. Vertical velocity is 0.17. minus... I see, you got vertical velocity. So if you get that to 0, it should then be hovering straight. And now all I need to do is try to get it to... I want it to just hover in the same place. We can get it near that tower. Ooh, could we get it to land on that tower? Right, it's now moving very, very slowly towards the tower. So we got one camera view there and one camera view directly underneath us. But that's brilliant. And then you got that one. Okay, I really do like the fact that it's got these multiple camera angles. The only issue I got is steering the thing, which is really, really tricky. How do you steer? Okay, come on. Let's see if we can get it to land on this one. I need to sort of... There we go. It's slowed. It's slowed down a lot. Ooh, let's... I can do this. I can do this. I can get this to land on the tower. And... Touchdown! I did it! I actually did it! I landed it! Right there on the tower. It's wanting to move. Okay, let's switch it off. You know, I probably should have done that the first time. I probably should have just switched it off. That would have been a lot easier. And yes, we go straight back to it. Okay, that is brilliant. I really like that. I'm really pleased with that. And I haven't done anything that I was planning to do. I was planning to get this over to those fields so that we could start cultivating, and then we could look at the cultivating as it was happening, because I thought it'd be really cool that, like, the contrast of the two different jobs working, like the colours, you turning it into earth underneath. Okay, where is the map? I want to... Where do I want to go? So I'm going to need to go down here and then follow that road along, I think. Follow the railway along. Okay, that's easy enough. It's not that road there. It's this road up here where this car... If this car could just, like, move out the way, it'd be great. Yeah? Don't turn. Ah, it's turning up here. Of course it is. Okay, we're going to go and pass these cars because we're going to go bombing down the grass on this side. Just like you would in real life. If there was a car slowing you down, you'd go flying up the verge, wouldn't you? Isn't that the correct way to do it? Is that not the correct way to sensibly drive yourself around? Of course, I've now got to find the... Let's just stop there a moment. I've actually got to find the field and how to get... So we're up here, and we want to get over to this point. I mean, I could come... Actually, the road doesn't go straight ahead, does it? That's just the railway going that way. We're going to need to come down here and then cut in across the track, I think. So we want to go this way. We need to go here. And then, I think, actually, we've got to go along that track that's just up the road up there. So if we can head down here, we can then cut in across that track, and then we can get the cultivators into the soil on that last little bit. Come on, car, out of the way. You can do it. Move out the way. Right, so there's a track that goes through the woods there and comes out the other side. I'm hoping that this second track, a little bit further along, will actually go around, sort of skirt the edges of most of the wood, and... Oh, there's another one there. You know what? I think that's actually the one that we want. It's that one there. The one that's got all the mud in it. So if we come in here and come on round, we go through all that mud down there. Excellent. I love driving through the big patches of mud that people add onto their maps. It's really cool. It's such an awesome, like, little detail that has been added in. It's genuinely awesome. I really, really do like that. It's the kind of thing that makes a difference between a map that's fun to play and a map that's, like, really fun to play, but, you know, has elements of realism in it that sort of really push, like, above and beyond what you would expect in just about every map. Right, you know, I could be doing this realistically, but the reason I'm not is because I'm staring and gawping, and... Right, let's unfold that one. Does it unfold behind me? No, it doesn't. Right, and we'll go in here like this. And I'm going to try to get it lined up straight with the field there. I want to go Control-H to make sure it's on normal. Yes, it is. And I'm just going to press H there. Oh, no. I want to go in. I want to go that way, and then Control-F to stop that one. Now, I'm hoping that if I can put this one going beside it, we'll be able to get both of them working at the same time. And when it gets up to the other end, it shouldn't cause any problems. I hope. Right, let's lower that one down. Control H. Is that my timer going off already? That's not good. We were supposed to be able to do a bit more than this. So I'm going to just do this one manually a little bit up across here, just to kind of get a straight-ish line. This is what I was talking about the other day with the problems with multi-angle terrain. That's the one. Multi-angle terrain does cause you a bit of an issue when you're trying to get things straightened up like that. Okay, so that one's going up there. Hopefully this one will go right up to the end of the field and turn the other way, and then the New Holland will go back that side because it'll get to a point where it can't turn around. Actually, I don't know if it's going to or not. We'll find out in a minute. Those are doing good. We want to go through. There we go. We want to get into this one. And we want to lift up. That's the front view, and that's straight down. Okay, now. Vertical velocity is 0.46. So once I'm up here, I can then keep doing this until vertical velocity is on 0. And I want to go that way now. I guess eventually it stops moving away from the direction that you were going in. I want to lift up a bit like that. Slow down on the vertical velocity. Slow down, slow down. That was too fast. It went up pretty quick. Bring that. There we go. So that is on 0. Like that. And now I want to head this way and see if those two are still working okay. So you've got like you can see where the outside sort of view area is, which is not ideal. I mean, I can move the camera around if I wanted to. Oh! They've decided that they're going to have a meeting. Just a general meeting and get to know each other a bit better. So I'm pushing backwards on the key now, except that backwards seems to be speeding it up. Everything seems to be speeding up. Switch it off. Switch it off. If in doubt, switch it off. That seems to be the answer with this thing. Maybe not. Maybe that wasn't the correct answer. That's just it. Okay, that looks like a kaleidoscope. We're going to let that one go for a minute, and we're going to go over to these two idiots and see what we can do with this. Just turn that one off a second and move him over this side. They were supposed to be working just fine. I'm going to have to go and get that camera thing and see if we can't do that again. I don't know how well it's going to work. I'm not very good at it. And I jump out of you, go over to this one here because he's now decided he's finished when he really hasn't. All I wanted was to cultivate a few fields, a field of corn. I didn't think that I was doing anything too drastic, but apparently according to these tractors and these drivers, it was just too much. They just couldn't cope with it. Come up through there. And I think that's reasonably straight. Let's put that one going, and I can now go back to that DJ Phantom. Where are we? Okay, we've gone right off the edge of the map, and there's a green dot still going that way. I don't think I'm actually in the DJ Phantom at all. I think I went near it, and it didn't work. So what I'm going to need to do with that one is I'm actually going to need to grab it and reset it. So that's gone flying off the edge of the map. Reset that one. Yes, and then see if we can enter it. Right. Let's try this one last time. We're going to fly back over to the area that they're working in. If you enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And just bring that round like that. Oh, my weekly question. I nearly forgot, actually. When we get to South America, what would you like me to do? Once we get there, the first task. I mean, I don't mean what's the only thing you want me to do. What is the first task you want me to do in South America? Would you like me to do cows first and look at the new Brahman cows? Would you like me to do arable, so I'm doing a familiar task but in a brand new location? Or would you prefer I went and got started straight on the sugarcane, the new crop with all the new gear that goes with it? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below, let us know which one you want and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote in the top right hand corner. Now, I'm not really sure if there's any indication as to how fast you're going. Oh no, it's now slowing down. It's saying 24k. So by pushing straight forward and back, it does seem to have worked. Slowing down a bit. 1.6. It's still moving forward a bit. There we go. Oh no, it's going backwards. Okay, so we've made progress on this one. And now what I want to do is I want to bring it down just a little bit. Like that. And I'm going to zoom in on it a little bit as well. And then stop dropping, hopefully. Bring it up a little bit. Okay, we're starting to get the hang of this. I really like this, so I'm quite pleased that I decided to take the day to play with this one today. And let me get that onto absolutely 0 so the vertical velocity and everything is staying in the same place. I'm going to move forward a little bit. I'm up to 12k at the moment. You just got to get an idea of the speed, but I think just pushing back doesn't actually slow it down. But you know, I didn't actually test that. I wasn't looking at the actual speed on the speedo thing, and maybe that's what I should have been doing. Maybe that would have given me an idea of whether this was working correctly or not. So that's saying 0 kilometers per hour. You spin round like that. And go in here, like this. So you can look around, you can see the bits of the camera on the outside. But there go the cows. The cows, I've got cows on the brain. There go the tractors. And this thing is working. This is actually working. This is brilliant. Okay, that was actually really cool. I've really enjoyed using this. There's one more test that we're going to do just before I go. I'm going to go fast again, and this time I'm going to actually pay attention to the speedo down in the bottom right hand corner, which I wasn't looking at previously. So we were just running them through that corner just for a test, just to sort of see what it would do. So this thing's over 100 kilometers an hour now and getting faster. So if I pull back on it like that and I turn, so it's going this way, it's speeding up again. I see. So it is directional. It is directional. If I'm pushing this way, it's literally in the direction that you are traveling. You've got to go the opposite way. So if I was pulling back or pushing forward, so we're down to 40k. And I'm kind of in the right direction now. You see, you're going to see it slowing down a lot. And we're down to 6. And now it's speeding back up, and it's going to go back in towards the map. So that is everything I've got time for today. Thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.